1. Starting adult dance classes. Hi there. I understand you're worried about starting dance classes as an adult. Thanks for reaching out for advice. I understand this can be challenging, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can look for beginner adult classes specifically. The reason for this is that many dance studios offer these classes, meaning everyone there will be in a similar situation, which can make it feel less daunting. Moreover, you can try different dance styles like ballet or jazz. I say this because finding a style you genuinely enjoy is key to staying motivated and having fun. As a case in point, my friend Sarah started dancing at 40, explored various styles, and now she absolutely loves it. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and feel more confident starting. 2. Starting wildlife photography. Hey, I heard you want to start wildlife photography, which is great. Thanks for reaching out for advice. I understand wanting to do it right, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you should always keep a safe distance from the animals. The reason for this is it's crucial for both your safety and the well-being of the wildlife, ensuring you don't disturb them. Moreover, you can try not to use flash photography. I say this because the bright flash can scare animals and interfere with their natural behavior, which goes against responsible photography ethics. As a case in point, joining a local wildlife photography group can teach you these proper techniques and ethics. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you get started as a responsible wildlife photographer. 3. Starting a study group. Hi there, I heard you want to start a study group. Thanks for reaching out for advice. I've experienced how helpful study groups can be, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can choose a regular time and place that works for everyone, like the campus library. The reason for this is consistency helps people plan ahead and commit to attending regularly. Moreover, you can keep the group small, perhaps 4 or 6 people. I say this because a smaller group allows everyone to participate actively and ensures discussions stay focused. In my own case, my study group last semester kept it small, used a WhatsApp group for communication, and we all saw our grades improve. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems of organizing an effective study group. Or improving online privacy. Hi there, I understand your concerns about online privacy. Thanks for reaching out for advice. I understand this can be challenging in today's world, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can change all your passwords and make them strong, using different ones for different accounts. The reason for this is that strong, unique passwords are the first line of defense against unauthorized access. Moreover, you can enable two-factor authentication, 2FA, on your accounts whenever possible. I say this because 2FA adds a critical extra layer of security, making it much harder for someone to log in, even if they have your password. As a case in point, being careful about what you share on social media also significantly reduces your risk exposure. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and improve your online security. 5. Trying zero-waste shopping. Hey there, I understand you want to try zero-waste shopping. Thanks for reaching out for advice. I've experienced making this transition myself, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can begin with just a few basic items you use regularly, like rice or pasta. The reason for this is starting small prevents feeling overwhelmed and makes the habit easier to adopt gradually. Moreover, you can prepare your reusable containers beforehand, such as jars and cloth bags. I say this because being prepared is essential for a smooth zero-waste shopping trip. Otherwise, you might default to packaged goods. In my own case, making a detailed list and having my containers ready made the whole process much easier when I started. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and get started with zero-waste shopping. 6. Starting mushroom foraging. Hey there, I heard you're interested in mushroom foraging. Thanks for reaching out for advice. I understand the appeal, but safety is key, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can join a local foraging group or go with someone experienced. The reason for this is that experienced foragers can reliably teach you how to identify safe mushrooms and avoid dangerous ones, which is critical. Moreover, you can get a good mushroom identification guidebook and perhaps download reliable ID apps. I say this because having reliable reference materials is essential for cross-checking potential finds when you're unsure. As a case in point, never eat any mushroom unless you are 100% certain of its identification. It's always better to be safe. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and start foraging safely. 7. Starting home coffee making. Hey, I heard you want to start making coffee at home. Thanks for reaching out for advice. I've experienced setting up my own coffee station, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can get a good simple coffee maker like a French press. The reason for this is that a French press is relatively easy for beginners to use and allows you to control the brewing process well. Moreover, you can buy fresh, whole coffee beans from a local coffee shop and get a grinder. I say this because freshly ground beans provide significantly better flavor compared to pre-ground or supermarket coffee. As a case in point, using measuring spoons and a scale as basic tools will help ensure you use the right ratio of coffee to water for consistent taste. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and start making great coffee at home. 8. Trying aerial yoga. Hey there! Since you're interested in trying aerial yoga, thanks for reaching out for advice. I understand it might seem intimidating at first, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can research different studios in your area and read their reviews, focusing on experienced instructors and safety. The reason for this is ensuring the studio is reputable and safety conscious is paramount in aerial practices. Moreover, you can start with a beginner's class or introduction workshop specifically designed for first-timers. I say this because these classes move at a slower pace and cover the fundamentals, making the experience more comfortable and accessible. As a case in point, arriving a bit early allows you to talk to the instructor about any concerns, which can ease nervousness. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and have a positive first experience with aerial yoga. 9. Starting community composting. Hi there! If you want to start a community composting program, thanks for reaching out for advice. I understand this takes some organization, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can talk to the building management or relevant authority to get approval and find a suitable location. The reason for this is gaining official support and securing a proper space are essential first steps for the program's viability. Moreover, you can organize a meeting with interested residents to explain the benefits and procedures. I say this because clear communication and resident buy-in are crucial for participation and success. As a case in point, making clear instructions like posters about what can and cannot be composted helps prevent contamination and ensures the process works correctly. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and successfully launch your composting program. 10. Trying pottery. Hi there. Since you're interested in trying pottery for the first time, thanks for reaching out for advice. I understand trying something new can be exciting, so here's what I would recommend. To start with, you can call a studio ahead of time to book a beginner's class or introductory session. The reason for this is that beginner classes are structured specifically for newcomers, ensuring you get the right guidance and don't feel overwhelmed. Moreover, you can wear comfortable clothes you don't mind getting dirty. I say this because working with clay is often messy, and being dressed appropriately allows you to relax and focus on the experience. As a case in point, watching a few basic pottery videos online beforehand can familiarize you with terms and techniques, making the class even more enjoyable. Hopefully, these two recommendations will help you address the problems and enjoy your first pottery experience.